What's up, y'all? It's Mir. I'm back with another video today, and in today's vid, we're going to be talking about the All-Star Game. Now, for myself, I didn't get a chance to watch the actual All-Star Game this year. I had other things that I was doing yesterday, or on Sunday, but nonetheless, I heard that it was one of the worst All-Star Games of all time. It was extremely boring, no competition at all. The weekend itself was not the most fun. For me, I watched Friday. It was terrible. Saturday, I watched, I don't even know what to talk about with that dunk contest. That dunk contest was one of the worst dunk contests I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad dunk contests, including high school dunk contests. Those were as bad as the high school dunk contest. Congrats to Mac McClung, but the highlight of the weekend was Steph versus Sabrina. That was the most fun part, and that lasted maybe 2 minutes. So at this point, I know everybody is wondering, what can we do to make the All-Star Game competitive again? And I want to keep it a buck with y'all. I'm a realist. I know realistically, it is nothing that you can give people that already have as much money as they want an incentive to play in the All-Star Game harder. You can get hurt in the All-Star Game. You could be fighting for a contention, and now you can't play because you went too hard in the All-Star Game. Players that have everything, it's not too much that you can do to help them. But it is a couple of things. I saw people talk about you get home court advantage if you win the All-Star Game, if you're East or West. That could be something that could help, I guess. But I don't see the NBA ever doing that. For myself, though, with the incentives that I believe that you can get is potentially adding bonuses into player salaries. Now, like I said, it's nothing that you can give somebody that has a lot of money other than more money. If you give them more money, they might play harder. So giving them more money within their contracts. And that's like saying, okay, you know how you guys have bonuses within your contract. If you make the first team all NBA bonus, $500K bonus. You make All-Star Game, $250K bonus. But within that bonus for, like, if you make the All-Star Game, you could put, if you record 20 points in the All-Star Game, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, something, just different benchmarks within the actual game, you get an extra 10,000, extra 20,000. And people that love money and people that make a lot of money love making more money. A lot of people, and that might not be every NBA player, that might not be every person in the world, but for a lot of people, they like to do those type of things. But a big thing that I think could help is you increasing media exposure. Now, you got guys like Anthony Edwards that play for Minnesota. No offense to the Timberwolves, but you're playing in Minnesota. You got Toronto, Scotty Barnes. You got guys who are playing in lower market organizations. And you could potentially say, okay, we're going to give you guys, whoever wins, you're going to get more media exposure and marketing opportunities if you're a standout player in the All-Star Game. So that can include you getting more post-game interviews, more endorsement deals, and more features in sports media, just simply because you tried your best and you tried to put on a show during the All-Star Game. With you exposing them to more and more media and to more people, that helps them incentivize themselves and being somebody bigger than what they were before. For example, when you got guys like Charleston White. Charleston White is a guy who built himself off the internet. He built himself off the internet, and now he's getting more and more media exposure. The more media exposure that he's getting, it's allowing him to make and raise his price up for anything that he does. So he probably started with the interviews off $10,000 an interview, $500 an interview, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 now. And then it went up and up and up and up just because he's getting more exposure. More people are seeing him, which means he's a bigger name, which means bigger name, bigger tag on the money. As I said before, a lot of these guys already have money, but you can always want more money. Literally always want more money. Now, another thing that you can do, money is huge, but helping the community is also huge. And a lot of NBA guys want to help the communities that they come from, right? So a thing that I've seen as something extremely worth trying for is maybe if you play well, if you're a top 3 scorer in the game, or if you're the number 1 player, you're the MVP of the game, you allow people from your old high school to come and they get sold out tickets, or they get 500 tickets to a basketball game that you're playing in from your old high school or your old neighborhood or your old church or your old community center. You allow them to come to an NBA game, or you have NBA players host an event where they're at, where it's free to the community, and they get back book bags, pencils, just different things that can help the community, or give them food, give back food, give away money, just have a nice day of events. But in order for you to get these incentives, you have to do what? You have to try hard in the All-Star game, and you have to become the MVP. You have to outplay everybody. And for most NBA guys, they want things to come to their older communities, especially if you come from a lesser than community, a minority community, a community that has a low income neighborhoods and low income housing. You're going to want to help these people have things that they want to do because you didn't have it as a kid. You didn't get the opportunity to potentially go to a sold out NBA game for free, and you got really good seats, or you got courtside seats, or you got skybox seats, and you just get to enjoy the night because a player from your hometown, he allowed you to get the opportunity because he wanted to try and put on a show during an event that is made to be fun. It's made for a performance. It's made for a show. The NBA is entertainment nonetheless. So you always want to entertain your audience, but the All-Star game is really made for those top guys to be able to do what? To perform and put on the show. It could be career milestone incentives, like, okay, you're reaching a certain point in your contract. For your next contract to get 50 million more, to get 10 million more, you have to reach this certain number of All-Star appearances, this amount of points scored in the All-Star game. You add that to bring more incentivized motivation to a personal player. But the biggest thing is just trying to get players to want to play hard. And I believe the best way is if you do what I said as my third option. The third option, if you win All-Star MVP, or if you're a top 3 scorer in the All-Star game, you get to bring people from your old community or from where you grew up, or your high school, elementary school, whichever one the player chooses. You give them the option to either have tickets to a huge NBA game that you're playing in. They have in a huge event that they're going to be giving back to the community: food, money, raffles, clothes, school supplies, just different things like that. A huge event within that community with top level security, with top level NBA guys being there, and for just a lot of full day of fun. If you give that to them, if you're a top player, or if you're the MVP, then that will make people want to play, because everybody wants what they didn't have as a kid. You want that for the next batch of kids. You want that for the next generation. And if that's in your grasp, if that's in your hands, some people are going to jump at that, and some people are really going to want to do that. And that'll make the All-Star game more exciting, because a lot of people, if not everybody in the All-Star game, will want that for their next community. So you're going to play a bit harder. But honestly, like I said in the beginning, it's nothing that you can really give people that have everything that they want already in terms of material wise to make them play harder. They just are going to have to want to play harder. And that's up to the grown men that's playing in that game. So that's all that I got for you guys today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. That's just from my eyes to yours. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out.